Hi guys, good day to everyone. Today we will try to assemble this universal coupling. If you have not modeled this universal coupling, try to complete the model. The video for this is given in the link above. We will try to assemble this universal coupling by ways of two different ways. First, we will complete the assembly for a fork. After that, we will assemble the entire forks with the center. So first, we will try to assemble this fork. The fork is having a keyway and a shaft. So let me complete that assembly. So click new, go to assembly. I will call this as fork assembly. Okay, just for reference. Uncheck this use default template. Select MMNS accordingly. And we click OK. First, let me take fork. We assemble the fork first. We take this fork. Make sure it is default. We select default. We click OK. Next is I'm going to take the shaft. So go to assemble, select the shaft. I click OK. So this shaft, so you know that the shaft has to be coincident with respect to this two. So let me go to this view, select only axis display, select the axis of this and the axis of the shaft. It shows it's a normal construct type, change it to coincident. So let me see it here. So you have a chamfer here. This has to be inserted. So I have to flip this. Click flip. Okay. So the chamfer side should be on the other side. So it has to be like this. So this is my first thing. Next is, so this shaft, when I rotate it, so when let me rotate it a little bit, see. So this surface has to be coincident with the other surface of this. So I will consider that also as another constraint. Go to constraint, select this surface and this surface. So it is considering is a angle offset. Make sure it is also a constant. So it shows a constraint invalid. Just click flip. You will get it properly aligned. So because it may be in a different direction. That's why you're getting something like that. Next, this has to be inserted till this end. So go to new constraint. Select this surface has to be connected up to this surface. So it's showing as a distance, change it to coincident. So this is how your shaft will be connected. Now let me click OK. So the next thing is I have to insert that key. So I have to insert the parallel key with respect to that. So the parallel key will be aligned with the shaft. So I don't want this fork. So let me right click and here you can able to see hide button. So I am hiding this fork. Now click assemble, select my parallel key. So this parallel key, one of the surface has to contact with this surface. Make sure it is also coincident. Next, this surface has to have contact with this surface. Again, this also coincident. So you can able to see that it is like this. Now I'll insert this tapper key fully. Sorry, I will insert this key. This constraint, this side has to be connected up to this side. So this also be coincident. See, that is inserted inside. Okay, the key is inserted properly inside till the end of the shaft. So do three coincidents with respect to the surfaces, three surfaces. Okay, once it is done, you can get a fully constraint. Let me click OK. Now I will unhide this so you can able to get something like this. So this is my assembly of fork with shaft and a parallel key. So the same assembly will be applicable on the other side also. So instead of doing it again and again, we are going to save this as a separate assembly and then we will be assembling that with respect to the main assembly. Let me save this. This is our sub assembly for fork. Let me go for close. Now let me create new. I will consider this as universal coupling. which is the main assembly. Uncheck your default template, click OK, select MMNS assembly design. Here the main assemble part, the center part is the center. That center only we are going to assemble the two forks. So go to assemble, select the center, click OK. So make sure it is a default assembly, click it as a default. Now this side you have another one fork, this side you will have another fork. So we have to assemble like that. Let me go to assemble. Now let me open that fork assembly, sub assembly. We click open. This is our sub assembly. In this sub assembly, this has to be assembled with this particular axis. It has to be coincident. Now this surface has to be assembled with the other surface. Since it is, let me move a little bit. So now has to be assembled with this surface. So it is also coincident. So now you can able to see that this is nearly fully constrained. Okay, with assumption it has been constrained. Okay, we click OK. So the same thing has to be repeated on the other side also. So this side also. So again, let me go to assemble. Let me open that fork assembly. So this axis has to coincide with this axis. Coincident. Let me rotate this. Okay, similarly, this surface has to have contact with this surface. So again, it is a fully constraint. Let me click OK. So now we completed this part. The next part, what we are going to do is we are going to insert a pin and the collar, and we are going to connect it by means of a taper key. So to do that, assemble, go to pin, click open. So pin has to be inserted here. So axis of this has to coincide with axis of this. It should be coincident. See, you can able to see that it is coincident accordingly. Now I'll go to assembling of this. So this has to be, this surface has to have contact with this surface. Now your pin is being inserted. We click OK. So now we will repeat it for the other side also. So go to assemble. Second, again you select pin. Surface of this has to coincide with the surface of this. Coincident. Next. So this surface has to have contact with this surface. It has to be also be coincident. So this has to be inserted accordingly. Let me click OK. So I inserted pins. Next is collar. We go to assemble, click collar, click OK. So again the collar. So if we have disturbances, lots of assembly, which you have to have it as a separate one, what we can do, you have a option here as separate window. If you click it here, your collar alone will be opened here. You can able to see that. Okay. So here also I can select it accordingly. So let me go to this. So there is my axis of this collar. So here, axis of this has to coincide with axis of this. Okay. Next, let me move this. This axis has to coincide with this axis. So make sure it is coincident. So full hold with respect to this. Once it is done, let me click OK. Repeat it for the other side also. So the other collar is here. Let me click collar. Axis of the collar. coincide with the axis of this. Next, axis of this particular hole has to coincide with the axis of this hole. Okay, so this also be coincident. So now you can able to see this part is also over. The next part is inserting a taper pin. Go to assemble, select taper pin, click OK. Again, axis of this has to coincide with the axis of this. Make sure it is a coincident. So let me move this. By using plane, we are going to make it at the center. So let me go to this, select plane. Lots of planes here. Let me go to insert. So select the plane of a taper pin and the plane of the some plane related to perpendicular to that. Okay, so now it is coincident, but you make it as a distance. Give a distance for 50. So 15 is the right location. Once this is done, we click OK. So let us repeat it for the other side also. So go to assemble, taper pin, click OK. First complete the axis. Let me uncheck this. Go to axis. Okay, here also axis. Okay, so this axis has to coincide with this axis. So it should be a coincident. Next, you go for a datum plane. Let me select the datum plane. So this datum plane has to coincide with the perpendicular datum plane of the column. So this is one plane. Okay. So the dimension has to be 30, half of your taper pin distance. So it is going on this side. Let me click flip. Okay, give another 15. It's not 30, 50. Give 50. Okay, so this has been inserted. Click OK. So this completes the model. Thank you.